Good morning to respected dignitaries, deans, directors, heads, faculty members, and my dear participants. I, Dr. Shipra Mishra, Assistant Professor, on behalf of entire Faculty of Law Integral University, welcomes you all in the valedictory session of 14 days interdisciplinary faculty development program on Indian policies and prospects to achieve sustainable development goals. Education for Sustainable Development, that is ESD, is a key element of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. Its aims form one of the targets of the Sustainable Development Goal on Education SDG 4.7, and it is considered a driver for the achievement of all 17 SDGs. It empowers everyone to make informed decisions in favor of environmental integrity, economic viability, and a just society for present and future generations. It aims to provide knowledge, skills, attitudes, and value necessary to address sustainable development challenges. Complementary to the UNESCO's guidelines documents, Education for Sustainable Development Goals has been designed for educators, education planners, and practitioners. It offers hundreds of pedagogical ideas for classroom activities and multimedia resources detailing how best to integrate Goal 4 into teaching and learning from early childhood care through secondary and higher education. In order to achieve the aforesaid purpose, the Faculty of Law, in collaboration with IQAC Integral University, has organized 14 days interdisciplinary faculty development program on Indian policies and prospects to achieve sustainable development goals with the objective to promote interdisciplinary research and the exchange of ideas between experts from the distinct field of law and its connectivity with policies or prospects made in this regard. These 14 days were an endeavor where views from different resource persons all over the country regarding a range of social needs was entertained, including education, health, social protection, and job opportunities. Today, we are heading towards the winding up of this 14 days knowledge gaining experience. So, without wasting any further time, we will begin with the valedictory session. And firstly, I would like to invite Dr. Naseem Ahmed Sir, Dean and Head Faculty of Law, to please come forward for the welcome address.
A very good morning to once and all present here. I feel immensely honored for getting the opportunity of welcoming such eminent personalities of multidisciplinary fields, which includes professionals, researchers, advocates, and students who have joined together from various universities and colleges all across the country. I, Dr. Naseem Ahmed, on behalf of the Faculty of Law and IQAC Integral University, extend my generous gratitude to Patron-in-Chief Honorable Chancellor Professor Syed Wasim Akhtar sir for his internal blessings. Our Patron Honorable Pro-Chancellor Syed Naeem Akhtar for guiding us like a generous mentor. I express my humble gratitude and deepest greeting to our Patron Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Javed Musarraf sir. We are indeed privileged to have you among us every time like a guiding light. I am pleased to share that after great efforts of Honorable Vice Chancellor sir, the Integral University has been nominated as a member of United Nations Academic Impact. The United Initiative unites institutions of higher education around the shared goal of using scientific inquiry, academic research, and education to further the realization of United Nations goals and mandates. It is a great privilege to be part of the group of 1,500 elite institutions from 147 member countries across the globe to work for a noble cause to promote peace, human rights, and sustainable development. I want to share also the Faculty of Law secured a reputed rank in IRF and India Today Survey 2022. The university also secured a significant rank in NIRF 2022 and another ranking. The Faculty of Law gives all the credit for his success to the Honorable Vice Chancellor sir for his long-lasting and sky-high vision that inspiring us every day to do our best. It is also gives me extreme privilege to greet our eminent chief guest for today, Professor Muhammad Arif sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Maulana Muhammad Ali Jauhar University, Rampur, who is a remarkable scientist and a leading researcher and academician. Professor Arif Khan sir is a well-wisher of our university and gave a significant contribution to our research journey. I with profound privilege to welcoming welcomes you and express our gratitude for accepting the invitation to grace this valedictory function of 14 days interdisciplinary faculty development program. I extend a warm welcome to our most valued member of the advisory board, who is the visionary source of all the academic and curricular activities of the Integral University, Registrar Professor Muhammad Haris Siddiqui, Professor Aqil Ahmed, Advisor to Chancellor, Controller of Examination, Professor Abdur Rahman Khan, Professor T. Usmani, Professor E.K. Saxena, Professor N.R. Kadwai, Director HRD Professor Syed Aqil Ahmed, and other authorities of the university. I heartily thank all the resource persons who have agreed to be part of our FDP and delivered such a wonderful session throughout 14 days journey. I heartily congratulate all the participants of this FDP for their patience and spirit. Lastly, I extend a hearty greetings to our most valued deans, director, heads of the departments, participants, colleagues, and my dear students. It has been long been assumed that the most important resource of any higher education institution is its faculty members, who teach students knowledge and skill. We are currently faced with increasing demand to be creative and effective teachers and productive practitioners. These pressures have been derived from contemporary curriculum development and competency in teaching. These changes entitled faculty members attaining new knowledge, deliver skills, and abilities in many aspects of teaching. Faculty members need to be prepared enough by some faculty development programs to deal with the rapid change and shifting paradigms in higher education. Without such training, teaching is often reduced to instructors presenting their understanding of the subject. In order to achieve this aforesaid purpose, the Faculty of Law, in collaboration with IKC, organized an interdisciplinary FDP on India's policy and prospects to achieve Sustainable Development Goal, which started from 13th July 2022 and finally comes to end today, where we are witnessing its valedictory session. I am confident that this faculty development program will definitely help all the participants to learn much about SDGs and its impact in present scenario. It was a joint effort of IKC and Faculty of Law, who is working hard and rigorous to make it huge success. I would like to congratulate Director and Deputy Director IKC, the faculty conveners Dr. Abhishek Kumar Singh, Dr. Mirza Junaid Beg, and Dr. Shipra Mishra, the student coordinator Qazi Muhammad Farhan, volunteers who worked hard since the proposal has been finalized. So finally the day arrived, and with my word of indebtedness, I once again thanks all the present witnessing it and being the part of parcel of 14 days knowledge gaining journey. Thank you all once again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your kind and motivating words. Moving one step ahead, it is very important and necessary to know about what has been achieved and what has been done, and that can be very well explained by convener itself. So may I please invite on screen Dr. Abhishek Kumar Singh, sir, convener FDP, to kindly come for giving brief report about 14 days interdisciplinary faculty development program.
Thank you, Shipra. A very good morning to all present here. Professor Syed Wasim Akhtar, Honorable Chancellor, Integral University and Chief Patron to the Faculty Development Program. Professor Dr. Syed Nadeem Akhtar, Honorable Pro-Chancellor, Integral University, and Professor Dr. Javed Masarrat, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Integral University and Patron to the Faculty Development Program. Professor Dr. Haris Siddiqui, Registrar, Integral University, and Professor Dr. Misbaul Hassan, Director, IQAC, Co-Patron to the Faculty Development Program. Chief Guest of the function, Professor Dr. Muhammad Arif Sir, Vice Chancellor, Maulana Muhammad Ali Jauhar University, Rampur. Dr. Naseem Ahmed, Dean, Faculty of Law and Chairperson to the Faculty Development Program. Deans, Directors, HODs, faculty members, resource persons, and participants across the nation. A very warm welcome to all in the valedictory session of 14 days interdisciplinary faculty development program. It is my privilege to be part of this 14 days interdisciplinary faculty development program on India's policies and prospects to achieve sustainable development goals. This faculty development program has covered 10 out of 17 sustainable development goals set by United Nations and generated keen interest among academicians, professionals, and scholars. On the inaugural day, on 13 July, the chief guest, Professor Dr. I.A. Khan, former chairman, Faculty of Law, Aligarh Muslim University, has beautifully summarized the concept of sustainable development and highlighted its importance. On day 2, session 1, the topic was Policy Framework to Eradicate Rural Poverty. Same was led by Professor Muhammad Saqib, Associate Professor, Faculty of Architecture, Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi. Day, through, Day 3, Session 2 was on the topic Right to Education in 21st Century. Same was led by Dr. Girja Sankar, Associate Professor, National Law University, Simla. Day 4, Session 3 was on the topic Disaster Displacement and Right of Refugee, a Sustainable Concern, and the resource person was Dr. Vishnu, Dean PG and Doctoral Studies, HNLU Raipur. Day 5 was related to quizzes and assignment given by the organizing committee. Day 6, Session 4 was on the topic Religious Harmony, a Way to Achieve Social Justice in India. Discussion was led by Professor Queenie Singh, Dean, Mass Communication, Intrust University, New Delhi. Day 7, Session 5 was on the topic Reproductive Rights of Women. Same was led by Professor Ka Kasan Daniel, Faculty of Law, Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi. Day 8, Session 6 was on the topic Gender Neutral Laws Need to Amend Age-Old Penal Code in India, and the source person for the session was Professor Muhammad Tariq, Faculty of Law, Aligarh Muslim University. Day 9, Session 7 was on the topic Energy Security Goals and Climate Concern in India. The discussion was led by Dr. Sharmeen Khan, Associate Professor, Department of Architecture, Aligarh Muslim University. Day 10, Session 8 was on the topic Sustainable Urban Development in India, Challenges and Opportunities, and same was led by Professor Jeba Nisar, Dean Architecture, Planning and Design, Integral University. Day 11, Session 9 was on the topic Hunger Eradication, a Dream to Achieve Food Security, and the session was led by Said Afsar Hussain Jafri, Food Policy Researcher, Asia Regional Staff for Grain, New Delhi. Day 12 was again related to quizzes and assignment given by organizing committee. Day 13, Session 10 was on the topic Degradation of Marine Life, Legal Aspects of Marine Environment Protection in India. The discussion was led by Professor Dr. Munawwar Khalid, Dean Student Welfare, Integral University. The recording of all the session was available on faculty YouTube channel. A certificate will be given only after the evaluation of assignments. It was not an easy task to bring such a large number of galaxies of stars from different fields to share their knowledge and vision with us. I want to congratulate Department, IQAC, Chairperson, Dr. Naseem Ahmed, my counterpart, convener of this FTV program, Dr. Mirza Junaid Beg, for bringing them together. I want to congratulate the whole organizing committee for their constant support, dedication, hard work, patience, teamwork, and perseverance for organizing such kind of program, which is for the betterment and advancement of faculty members across the country and making it a successful event. As today we mark the end of 14-day virtual face-to-face interdisciplinary faculty development program, I, on behalf of all the authorities, want to thank our 175 participants from across the nation for believing in us and giving us courage to organize more such events for dissemination of knowledge and for well-being of all. With these words, I end here and wish all the very best to all present here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for giving such a perfect and elaborative report about 14 days journey to all joined us virtually. Next, with great privilege and honor, I would like to invite our guiding light, who is also the patron of the 14 days interdisciplinary faculty development program, the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Javed Musarrat sir, for his words of wisdom.
Thank you very much. Well, Professor Syed Wasim Akhtar, founder and Honorable Chancellor of Integral University, Professor Syed Nadeem Akhtar, Honorable Pro-Chancellor, Integral University, Professor Muhammad Arif, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Muhammad Ali Johar University, Rampur, Professor Misbaul Hassan, Director IQAC, co-organizer of this PDP, Dr. Naseem Ahmed, the Dean Faculty of Law, Integral University, Dr. Abhishek Kumar Singh, the convener of the PDP, all deans, directors, head of the departments, faculty members, participants, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a pleasure to be a part of this valedictory session of 14-day faculty development program on India's policy and prospects to achieve sustainable development goals. Being organized by the Department of Law, Integral University, in collaboration with the IQAC, Integral University. At the outset, I would like to welcome Professor Muhammad Arif, the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Muhammad Ali Johar University, Rampur, as a chief guest in this valedictory function, and deeply appreciate that he carved out time out of his very busy engagements for gracing this academic event. I also appreciate the Dean Faculty of Law and his entire team for choosing a topic which is very apt and carries enormous importance in current perspective of global economic, political, environmental, and climatic changes. I am enthralled to note that the report presented by Abhishek indicated that almost all 17 SDGs have been very effectively covered during this PDP and discussed the challenges ahead. There is an international concern pertaining to the sustainability of Mother Nature and all the life forms on this planet. Therefore, making collective efforts in terms of policies and guidelines for conservation, protection, preservation of natural resources, alleviation of poverty, bringing equality, gender parity, quality education for all, and to make the planet livable for us and for coming generations. Now, sustainable development is not just a problem for future generations. It is a shared responsibility now for the developed countries to developing countries, from high-level policymakers to individuals. In this decade of action, as proclaimed by the United Nations in the context of ambitious 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, which was adopted by 193 countries, including India, in the year 2015. Now, out of this, only 8 years are remaining. We are talking of decade of action. Only 8 years are remaining now. So we have more reason to cooperate, collaborate, and partner with each other that we had a point in the past. The action is required at global level, at the level of government and international organizations and watchdogs. It is required at local level, involving local government, districts, block level, and panchayat level, and also at the level of people. That means at community level, involving civil society, social and community organizations, youth, students, and individual citizens to bring the desired transformation. The unique set of challenges, which are not only human but all life forms on this planet face, have brought us to the point where partnership are not optional. It's not optional, but necessary. So the magnitude and complexity of the challenges to achieve sustainable development is enormous. And to mitigate the threats to a more prosperous future of the planet and its life requires harnessing the power of the collaborative advantage to achieve equitable and sustainable development. And as a result, partnership at the heart of the Sustainable Development Goal framework are the World Community Action Plan for a Sustainable Future. As I earlier said, the achievement of SDGs is concomitant with working together of different sectors and actors in tandem by converging financial resources, knowledge, and expertise. The idea that governments and businesses and NGOs and the United Nations, the academia, and others are all working together through formal and informal partnerships, both at the not only at the global level but also at the regional level, the national level, and even at subnational levels, aligning the interests and combining their resources to countries are struggling to recover from the health and socio-economic impact of COVID-19, it has become all the more critical to forging partnerships to move ahead. And the immense value of formal and informal alliances across the stakeholders, across countries, and more importantly, a whole of society approach was evident as countries coped. Now, at the end, it is very strongly felt that the renewed commitment to synergize the private and public sector, particularly the education sector, is imminent. In this context, it is necessary to reimagine education and align it with SDG goals. And that's what we have started in our university, mapping all those courses that we are offering to SDG goals. And not only to the SDG goals, but also to the unprecedented technological transformation that is happening on day-to-day basis with careful planning, sustained implementation, and calculated course corrections. So I do hope that this 2-week PDP would be helpful to the faculty, students, and all the participants in understanding the importance of SDGs for making this beautiful planet a safe and sustainable place to live. In this context, I thank all the resource persons and deeply appreciate the initiative of the Department of Law and congratulate the Dean and head of the Department of Law and his entire team of teaching, non-teaching staff, and the students, particularly the faculty convener, Dr. Abhishek Kumar Singh and Dr. Mirza Junaid Beg, and the student coordinator, should be a recurring exercise being conducted by all the departments for dissemination of knowledge, capacity building, training, and empowering the human resource. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share my views with the audience. Thanks a lot. Good luck to all of you.
Thank you so much, sir, for taking out time from your busy schedule and gracing the event, as always, with your insightful and thought provoking words. Thank you once again.
You're welcome.
Heading towards the main segment, it gives me an immense pleasure in welcoming our chief guest for today's valedictory session. Finally, it is time to introduce the man whose name itself is a bearer of his achievements and intellect. The Honorable Chief Guest for the event, Professor Muhammad Arif Sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor Maulana Muhammad Ali Johar University, Rampur. Sir has worked as Professor and Dean in Muhammad Ali Johar University, Rampur. Sir did his Master's and PhD in Science from University of Allahabad in 1975 and 1980, respectively, in the subject Zoology. He joined DRDO in 1980, where he served as a scientist for 33 years and worked in many dream projects of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the former President of India. He worked at high altitude areas of Uttarakhand and Leh Ladakh districts by reporting harmful and useful new insects, and also worked as a panel expert in the recruitment of DRDO as a district coordinator. Sir has visited Antarctica in 1991, where 84 varieties of vegetables were grown and reported new insects. Sir has worked on various projects, including medicinal insects, biodiesel, genetically engineered plants, Malpa disaster, Chamoli earthquake, etc. He also worked as a panel expert in different universities, state public service commissions, staff selection commission, and so on. Sir has attended more than 150 seminars, symposiums, conferences, and workshops, and acted as chairman, co-chairman, and rapporteur in the same. Sir is a great researcher and avid academician with 135 research papers published and 4 published books as an author. Sir has got many awards, including Young Scientist Award, Young Muslim Scientist Award, DRDO Technological Award, and Scientist of the Year Award from different organizations, institutions, and universities. With the unending achievements and accolades, I would like to invite respected Sir to come on screen to enlighten us with your thought-provoking and motivating words.
Sound नहीं है sound hello, am I audible, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, you are
Okay.
audible.
Okay, thank you very much for kind words, ma'am. First, Honorable Chancellor Syed Wasim Akhtar, Mr. Pro-Chancellor, my colleague Professor Javed Akhtar, Vice Chancellor of the very Integral University, Integral University, my famed Chairperson Professor Naseem Ahmed of this faculty program, 2 weeks faculty program, dear guys, participants, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to one and all. First, let me congratulate and let me thank. Let me congratulate for this event for 2 weeks, and let me thank you for kind invitation. Having got your 2-3 page paper just yesterday sent by Professor Naseem, I could go through, and what I found that under this strategic program, the most importantly, the beautiful objective of the program, total number 17. While I was reading all 17 marks, there is only one question. If you had asked me, you would have asked me, please title this program. So certainly I would have given the title, How to Keep Planet Earth Livable. How to keep planet Earth livable. This is the total entire focus of your 2 weeks program. Because there are many more things splitted in this program: conservation of ocean, soil degradation, zero hunger, manpower, energy, sustainable forestry, and in total sustainable development. Question arises: how to sustain our earth? So, to begin with, let me take you back, my dear friends. I think Professor Naseem will be giving me little more time, and if you kindly agree, then I can take 40-45 minutes, not more than this. You have given me 30 minutes. So this is the valedictory section. Certainly, you will be hurrying in taking a lunch with your bag and baggage. You will be wishing to move as early as possible. That about my view that during sharing of knowledge, please have something from, as you have taken from different faculty members, faculty resources, Professor Javed Akhtar. So I would also like to give you, and rather I say that I will share my experiences. So let me take you back. Talk about universe. It was originated 13.7 billion years ago, and after that, Earth, Sun, 5-6 billion years. I'm talking about billion, Arab. Then Earth 4.54 billion. This total program is based on how to keep Earth livable for human beings, for plants, animals. And after Earth, Moon originated 4.53 billion years ago. And after that, ocean originated 4 billion years ago, where life originated in the form of genetic material. All the participants of life know, well aware of DNA material. And through evolutionary process, the same DNA material converted into cell into tissue into organ into organism, organism into population into country. And this has happened in billion years ago. But talk about human, Homo sapiens. You and me both are Homo sapiens. Evolutionary path, there are no species of Homo sapiens, but you and me are Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens came into existence just 2 to 2.5 lakh years ago. But there was nothing with the Homo sapiens like any books, buildings, language, and so many things. It was only just 10,000 BC. Means just at this 2020, it became 12,000 years ago. You and me were in stone age. Naked, no relation between father and mother, father and daughter, brother and sisters, no temple, no mosque, no school, no colleges, and no languages, no books, no clothing. So I do not want to take you back more, but I wish to keep in your mind this was the position of Homo sapiens just 12,000 years ago. But the same man, when came on the scene of earth, when the same man, when came on the scene of earth, started doing devastating problem. The man, if you take you again back 10,000 years, 12,000 years ago, means 10,000 BC, total population on the earth was just 1 billion, only 1 billion, and spread throughout the country. Out of 7 million, spread. Slowly and slowly, what has happened? That on this earth, you see the total area of earth is 510 million square kilometer. Area is 510 million square kilometer. And if you see, equatorial distance is 40,007 kilometer. And if you see meridional, north to south pole, total distance is 40,075 kilometer. On this, there are 7 continents. And total land is, out of total land, 71% is oceanic, is a water body, and 29% is only and only earth, where you and me live. And if you see, after 10,000 BC, what has happened? That if you take you back, I take you back just 158 years back, means 1864, 1864 में, the total population of world was 1 billion, only 1 billion. But to get it doubled, it takes 125 years to get 2 billions, and to become 3 billion, 33 years, and 13 billion, 11 years. By 11 years, I mean to say, by 1999, when the population rose to 6 billion, it took only 11. And when the Indian population increased to 1 billion on 11th May 2000, entire world started startling towards India that what the India is going to do. This was the position, but after so many rules, so many you are students, you are all faculty members of law, students of law, research scholar of law. There were many rules to control population. There are many rules, but they are no applied before 2000 as it should have been. After that, forcibly application of this law, again population started increasing, but time was taken very high, very long, not like in the previous year. And it is expected by the end of century, we are going to become 10 billion. My dear friend, mind it, total capacity of earth is, total capacity of total capacity of bearing of earth is, for human is 11.2 billion. Earth cannot tolerate more than 11.2 years. But if you population must be 1.5 to 2 billions only. But at present we are 7.9 billion. How 7.9 billion? Take it. Suppose we take in 7 continents, Asia is biggest. With 51 countries, there are 4.5 billion. If you talk about Africa, it is 54 countries with more than 1.5 billion. If you talk about North America with 23 countries, the population is 57.8 crore. Talk about South Africa and the 13 countries, population is about 34.5 crore. And fifth largest continent is Antarctica, that is zero mines and zero land. Next 60 countries, Europe, that has about 74 crores. And last but not least, Australia. Australia with 3 countries had about 3 crores population. Or my dear friend, you will surprised to know that 3 crore population travel in a day in our rail in India, equal to the population of Australia. Our railways transport 3 crore people in India daily. Yeah. Again, I let you know, tell you something more very interesting. What has human done? It was 1900, just 1900, the date of introduction of so many industries, development, researches, maybe steel, maybe iron, maybe lead. So because of the industrial development, what has happened? You and me. Main thing what we have done, we have destroyed our earth. How? We have destroyed our soil, we have destroyed our water, we have destroyed our air. How? Because of the population of this human increase, if we again go back to Indian perspective, total area is 329 million hectares. That accounts for 2.4% of total geographical area, where 7% human being and 15% of livestock remain. 40% water we share from the world, out of the world, and 139 crore people live as on today. That is, out of 6% of the world, 1% is in India. And if you talk about 820 million people are below poverty line. Rather, you said 82 crores. And out of it, one third remains in India itself. That comes about 27 or 30 crore people are below poverty line. They are categorized under categorized as zero hunger population. At the same time, what is happening in not only India, in globe, 3.1 billion ton food is spoiled in the world. That can fill the belly of 50 crore people. And in India, that is 2.1 crore ton food is spoiled, food grain is spoiled, that can fill the belly of 20 crore population of India. So if we can save this spoiling food grain, spoiling food, so we can, out of 30 crore people, we can save our 20 crore population out of the damaging food material. This is the situation of India, my dear friend. If you talk about water, take a water, 97% water that remains in ocean, that is saline. You cannot drink it. You cannot use it in your food, in agriculture, without its um, I mean to say filtration or going through chemical process. 97% saline water that remains. Only 3% is fresh water. Only 3%. That out of 3% that is fresh water, out of 68.7% remains in ice caps and glaciers, and 30.1% remains in as groundwater, and it is to just 1.2% that is as a surface water. And out of 1.2%, 0.9% water remains as in the form of moisture, soil, plant, and human body, meaning you and me. And remaining 0.3% is fresh water, that is surface water. Out of that, 87% water remains in lake, 30%, 11% in swamps, and just 2% water remain in uh, um, our our rivers. So you can understand, out of 3% fresh water, there is very less water, just 2% remain in our river. Certainly, we say that our rivers are polluted. I mean to say, we have badly spoiled our soil, we have badly spoiled our water, we have badly spoiled our air. How soil? Water, you know very well how the water is destroyed, because India is agriculture economic country. 70% live on agriculture and economy. And agriculture is the backbone of India. More than even agriculture provides highest raw material for large industry, large company, large factory, large industry of India. This is only agriculture. And we get 40% economy from export of agriculture commodities from India to outside. So, if we go towards agriculture, out of 510 million square kilometer, 1.5 billion hectare land is under agriculture globally. If you talk about India, we cultivate our food grains in 175 million hectares, and because of the urbanization, privatization, industrialization, and so many more things, rather is a developmental activity, our that agriculture land reduced to about 145 million hectare. 30 million hectare land we have already lost from agriculture. And side by side, our population getting increased day by day at the rate of 1.5 to 2% per yearly. And food grain production is increasing is at the rate of 0.5 to 1%. 1950, I take again back. Total population was 36 crore, and our production, food grain production was 50 million tons. That time, India used to import rations from Mexico and Russia. We had no sufficient, no buffer stock. It was only because of the Green Revolution in 1970 we got a reliance on food production. And what happened in 2000, when the population of India reached 1 billion on 11 May, our population was 1 million, and food production increased 3 times, 301 million tons. As on today in 2021, for 139 crore people, we have been able to produce 314 million tons of ration, and at present we are having about 50 million tons as a buffer stock. During problem as it happened in Corona, we can feed our population, we can feed our population safely. I mean, but for agriculture, what is happening? Population is increasing day by day. If you talk about agriculture, so today's technology cannot feed our today. We cannot feed our today. Neither we can feed our today's population with today's technology, nor we can feed our tomorrow's population with today's technology. So this is question behind you, before you, my dear friend, how to plan, and you have to look how to sustain our earth, because of the agriculture, we are this success of Green Revolution. We relied on lab to land program, highest maximum use of pesticide and fertilizers, lab to land program, mechanized agriculture, short duration crop, disease resistant crop, early maturing crop. But all these happen at the cost of our ecosystem. Our ecosystem means global ecosystem and human health. Why? Because of the pouring of so many chemical fertilizer and pesticide, we have spoiled our soil. And the pesticide, what we apply in the field for control of insect or disease, fungicide, 99% goes waste. Only 1% come in the contact of plant or animal for which you are using. And rest it goes and reaches into river to ocean. Means we have spoiled our arsenic water. Likewise, see, if you talk about air, what we have done in air? If you see globally, it's big data. I cannot explain at present. But if you talk about India, there are 30 crores vehicle in India as on today. 30 crores vehicle as on today in India that is registered. I'm not talking about unregistered parked in thanas and civil courts. And maximum in Maharashtra, more than 3.5 crore, followed by Tamil Nadu, then UP 2.5 crore, then Gujarat, Karnataka, and Bangalore. Delhi alone has got 1 crore vehicle for 2 crore population. Why I'm talking? Because these are run by use of fossil fuel. As on today, today's data says that 100 million barrel, mind it, 100 million barrel, one barrel contains 200 liters of petrol or diesel or water. 100 million barrel fossil fuel crude oil is used in the world per day to run vehicles, machinery and whatsoever maybe. If we talk about in India and followed by, out of this 100, 20 billion barrel is used by America, USA, followed by European countries 1.9 or 19 million, followed next China about 1.5 million, 15 million barrel. And if you talk about India, we are using 44 lakh barrel fossil fuel every day. So now you can understand how much emission, gaseous emission, maybe carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrous oxide, we are emitting in our air. So on and so forth. We can say, because of the anthropogenic problem, anthropogenic activities, we have badly polluted our soil, air, and water. Again, about soil, I say, from agriculture activity, from urbanization, industrialization, privatization. Why not we say that there are 1.4 lakh bhattas, brick kiln, eat ke bhatte in India. And UP itself, since you and me are from UP, I'm focusing on UP itself, has got 16,000 brick kiln bhattas. One bhatta, what is the requirement of bhatta? Their top soil is dug from 0.5 meter below, and our total fertile soil, eliminating so many useful micro bacteria, fungi, and here. I'm not talking about mechanical engineer, or soil engineer, or computer engineer. This soil engineer rule, soil engineer those earthworm. Earthworm take only 20 milligram for soil. If you take an estimate of 1,20,000 earthworm per hectare, means this much population gives you 24 quintal vermicompost per year without any cost, without any purchase, without any subsidy. So we have lost our earthworm by the use of pesticide, by the use of fungicide, by all these development. How could you stop? Can you people, faculties of law, fraternities of law, scholars of law, can you plan? Can you plan to stop this? Why to pour chemical fertilizer? Why to use chemical? These are the situations before you. how to sustain our earth. Suppose we are not in a position to sustain our air, water, and soil. Certainly, we will be losing our life. आपने सुना प्रलय आ जाएगी, कयामत आ जाएगी. इस्लाम में भी कयामत आएगी, हिंदू धर्म में भी है. There will be a last God, Kalki. He will appear, Kalki God will appear and destroy. This is not Kalki. This is not pralay. As a scientist, I can say. Nothing like that. कड़कड़ में भगवान है, कड़कड़ में जर्रा जर्रा में अल्लाह है. भगवान भा से भूमि, गा से गगन, वा से वायु, आ से अनिल, ना से नीर. दिस इज भगवान. इसीलिए हम कहते हैं कड़कड़ में भगवान, जर्रा जर्रा में अल्लाह, जर्रा जर्रा में. दिस इज भगवान. मीन्स यू एंड मी आर भगवान. यू एंड मी आर खुदा. हम अल्लाह के बनाए हुए बंदे हैं, अल्लाह के दिए बंदे. सॉरी टू से आई एम नॉट गो, आई डू नॉट वांट टू गो इन detail. I can talk in open seminar on this topic. So, my dear friend, if you have spoiled, we have spoiled, means this is all total anthropology. What would happen? This will create a big situation for us. This will create big problem. What? You know, and our atmosphere. Atmosphere, if you define, atmosphere is nothing that is only transparent gases covering over the earth. Transparent gases covering over the earth. Earth क्या है? Earth half year. Earth is lithosphere. Above the earth is troposphere. Then stratosphere. Then mesosphere. Then thermosphere. Then exosphere. This is in total 300 kilometers right from earth to exosphere. But it is stratosphere. See the stratosphere? Stratosphere. Oh, there is ozone layer. What? Ozone is our protecting layer. Umbrella that protects UV is coming from sun toward. But we contribute our polluting gas, ozone polluting gas, ozone polluting material. What will happen? Our factories are eliminating chlorofluorocarbon. Chlorofluorocarbon is a combination of chlorine, fluorine, and carbon dioxide. Three gases. These being lighter, they the environment. But when UV means so आप जो देखते हैं धनुष देते हैं, that consists of 7 rows with DR. But before violet, this is UV ultraviolet. After that, this is infrared. UVA, UVB, UVC. When UV start coming on that, what happened? Chlorine from carbon, and that chlorine being more lighter immediately enters in protective layer of ozone means O2 means हमारा oxygen, and this chlorine deteriorates our ozone and breaks into oxygen plus O, which we call ozone hole. There is nothing like ozone hole. Mind it, there is nothing like ozone hole. Ozone hole was recorded by Farman in 1885 in Antarctica and by Austin in 1887 in North Pole, Arctica. There is nothing like hole. What happens? That ozone layer becomes thin, पतली हो जाती है, इतनी पतली हो जाती है कि through that ozone enters on the soil and that destroys so many things. हमारी आँख को खराब कर दी, फसलों को खराब, न्यूक्लिक एसिड खराब. But UVA, UVB, I would like to take you the ill effect of ozone or UV. That three, or UVA, UVB, UVC. UVA, UVC, leave it. Not listen. UVB is can penetrate 20 meters deep enough into water. UVB can penetrate 20 meters deep enough into water, killing almost all phytoplankton, microflora, microorganisms, small finger flies. If these are killed, what would happen? All arsenic fauna we are going to lose. Your program also focuses on biodiversity. You will be losing entire biodiversity. Soil. By detoxifying soil, we have lost our soil biodiversity. There is no more organism left in our agricultural land. If UVB rays enters in soil or enters on that, what is done? You and me, they आपको प्रलय की तरफ ले चल रहे हैं, आपको eternal day की तरफ ले चल रहे हैं. What would happen? In this situation, you and me cannot save our life. In this situation, either you and me have under 20 meters deep under the soil, we have under the water, or we have to wear protective wearing, protective covering, inch by inch, and that is never possible. My dear colleagues, that is never possible. Certainly, we have gone towards our this is as a scientist I am telling you. Anyway, I do not take your much time. So this situation, question arises how to make planet Earth livable. This is you and me. After completing your law, after through passing out a professor course, RJ, after orientation course, faculty development program, certainly you go, think and plan. There is chances, there is more scope of revising your articles, such as it should so be water. Because sometimes I also used to go, I used to read your class. Talk about fundamental rights and fundamental duties. You talk about fundamental rights. But why don't you talk about fundamental duties? First, we have to talk about fundamental duties. Do we follow it? Never. There is big interrelationship between fundamental duties and fundamental. First, we have to follow our fundamental duties. Certainly, if you follow fundamental duties, we can achieve our fundamental rights. Certainly. Not but I will take 2 minutes more. Dear friends, I'm happy to see the big crowd of participants, about 64 number. And thank that 39% are females with you. Means we can understand our sisters, brothers, sisters are also coming up. Our daughters are very well coming up, very well coming up. There is question of 33%, but here I have seen the data I have calculated is 39% with you. You are having 39% participant as a female, as a female. Now, let me say a few words again. Question arises, after completing your degree law, there should be a point in your mind. What can I give? What can I give to Integral University? What can I give to my department? What can I give to my nation? This should be our aim. This should be our motto. What can I give? Don't tell that what can I take. Right? So, and this is possible, only possible because see, there are 15 lakhs teachers, UG teachers, UG and P teachers. 57.2% are male and less than female in so many universities. Teaching lakhs of students. So, when you go into class, please try to move towards holistic approach of teaching. First, you prepare yourself so much so that while teaching, students must be attractive to you. Students do not talk to each other. Must be. When you are presentable, first you become presentable as a professor, as assistant professor, first you try to become presentable in the university. Now don't come in casual dresses. I have worked 20 years with Dr. Kalam, also has shared knowledge, shared experience with Dr. Raja Ramanna. So they taught me, first you become presentable before a student, then you present yourself. Certainly your students will listen to you. Change his or her mindset. Why don't you create an environment in the university to hold the student in the campus? Because when you ask questions from you, nowadays students are so intelligent, so much so that our teachers are not able to reply them. If we are not encyclopedia. If we are not able to reply them, we can say them, okay, my dear student, I will read books and tomorrow I'll reply. This should be the approach so as to hold the students inside the campus, create curiosity in the brain of them. Because education is a tool. Education is tool to bring about change in the society. And that is the education. This is the education. Okay. Huh? That is the education. That is the education that has brought you and me here. Otherwise, I'm from rural area. My friends are still in the rural area. I used to love to go to my village and do to give company to them in agriculture, animal husbandry, so many things. So education को how to improve education. इसमें there are number of points. Let me read you from before you. Why don't you go for digital education? Online Corona has started us. Many of us are not in a position to understand about the handling of laptop, computer, mobile. Why not? You and me. Why not? You can see. You see. जितने अच्छे लोग हुए हैं जितने अच्छे लोग हुए हैं they were not PhD, not MSc, not BLLB, not LLM. Talk about Mendel, Gregor Mendel, father of genetics. Talk about HFL, discoverer of engine. Talk about Marconi. Because I know first from being from rural areas, सब संसाधनों की कमी नहीं है. My dear friend, I would like to say that संसाधन is no for our development. Resources are never hurted for our development. अगर संसाधनों की कमी होती तो अब्दुल कलाम जैसे आदमी नहीं बन पाते. डॉक्टर एपीजे अब्दुल कलाम जैसे आपके साइंटिस्ट नहीं बन पाते क्योंकि एक बहुत और इतना ही नहीं, मैं कहता हूं अपने हिंदू फ्रेंड से कहता हूं अगर संसाधनों की कमी होती है तो हमारे बीच हमारे महाभारत के एकलव्य भी नहीं हो पाते. हमारे महाभारत के एकलव्य भी नहीं हो पाते. संसाधन यानी रिसोर्सेज आर नेवर हार्डेड फॉर आवर डेवलपमेंट. Excuse me, can you give me 3-4 minutes more, please? Can you give me 4-5 minutes? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello?
Sure, sir.
Okay. That's it. So, my dear friend, Corona has taught us many more things. Be judicious in taking our food. Don't waste your food. We join marriage hall. What happens? पूरा साल खाना बर्बाद कर देते हैं. Be judicious. कम से कम गैदरिंग करिए. कम से कम गैदरिंग करिए. पढ़ाई अच्छी करिए. इन्वायरमेंट क्वारंटाइन लॉ. आप you are a student of faculty of law. But I think already I have spoken to Professor Nasim sir. There are two discrepancies in law curriculum. If you can add, please add. What is that? One Corona has taught you. Quarantine. What is quarantine? I teach quarantine law to my MSc students. I have taught for many years MSc students quarantine law. And that quarantine you could understand during Corona. Then nothing. If you cannot तो आप जानते ही जानते हैं डीएनए प्रोफाइलिंग में चलो में आप अपने सब्जेक्ट में करिकुलम में लेने if you can teach quarantine law in your industry. Otherwise you are competent enough. You can add curriculum on the quarantine law. This is not new thing that during Corona we could learn. Nothing like that. Next one is we have to promote our Indian languages. India is many languages, not only Hindi. Mind it, India is many languages. No Bhashi Desh hai. We have to promote our Indian languages. Also, we have to promote Western language. Also, we have to combine. Also, we have to combine and join Indian language. Why? I talked about that 10,000 years back, there was no language. Human Homo sapien had no language. Communication was only because of gesture and oral sound. Communication among human beings 12,000 years ago was only due to gesture and oral sounds. No structural. It was 10,000 when structured language started, and first language was Hebrew. 1,000 years ago. After that, Latin sound. 700 years ago. After that, Tamil. 300 years ago. After that, Sanskrit, Vedic Sanskrit. Then Sanskrit 150 AD. Urdu or Arabic 328. Our English, in which language we are talking, English, it appeared in 760. Early English, Middle English 66 years, and modern language in 14, just 1400. Yes, sir. Marathi Sanghaji, these are the research. Why I am talking about? Suppose I talk to you, can any one of you tell me the extension of LLB? Any faculty member, can you tell me the full form of LLB? Are you listening me? No? Hello? Hello?
Sir, yes, sir, you are audible.
Can you stand LLB? Full form of LLB.
Sir, please
Shipra?
pardon the question.
Yes, Shipra.
Sir, please pardon the
Question is,
question.
can you say full form of LLB?
Sir, it is Bachelor's of
LLB.
Law, and in Latin terminology,
What?
it means legum baccalaureus.
Yes, very good. I thank you, Shipra, because LLB is in Latin word. That time there was no English. MA, Magister Atrium. BA, Baccalaureus. In the beginning there was no English, it was only and only Latin and Greek. So go to we have to go to etymology. When you start teaching to a student, mind, please also go for etymology of the. Now, how to upgrade? You have to have capacity building. As a teacher, as a professor, you have to go for capacity building. Means organize seminar symposia, go for training, go for reference course, go for orientation course, and so many things, and also read so many books. So, if there is no capacity building, you cannot upgrade yourself. So, through continuing education trial, please try to organize continuing education program in your department and call Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan awardee people, maybe Nobel laureate or Bharat Ratna awardee people, and request them to deliver lecture before you people, before students. Then certainly there will be a capacity building of you. And if you do not have capacity building, how you will face IOQC? How you will face NEC reading? How you will go for NIR? So first, our faculty, this 2 week program, I think this is faculty program. Please, my dear friend, try to develop yourself. Don't forget these teaching the lectures after going back. And suppose you go for research PhD, some of you are doing PhD. Don't do PhD. Don't give title of a student just for PhD degree, just for publication of research paper, just for getting some job. Why don't you plan? Why don't you incorporate product, patent, process, and technology? If suppose you get some product or patent in your thesis, your PhD thesis will be commercial, will be saleable in the market, and your student will be employment generator. He will not be a employment seeker. आपकी जो है रोजपूरक ये जो है रोजगार देने वाली जो आपकी हो जाएगी. तो last but not least, I say that, my dear colleague, try to transform problem into opportunity. Try to work in challenging and problematic period. Not so much. I'm thanking you all. I'm thanking my colleague, Professor Naseem Ahmed, and Honorable Vice Chancellor, Honorable Chancellor, and all faculty members. I thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you once again. We can never get enough of your knowledge and suggestions, and indeed, we consider it our privilege to hear you once again in near future. And finally, we come to an end of today's valedictory session. And now I would like to invite Dr. Mirza Junaid Beg sir, convener Interdisciplinary Faculty Development Program, to come forward and propose vote of thanks for today's session.
Thank you, Shipra ma'am. Thank you so much. The principle of common but differentiated responsibilities is the bedrock of our enterprise for a sustainable world. A very good afternoon to all of you. A Thanksgiving is a time for feeling gratitude. The success of the event is dependent upon the blessings and accolades of the resource persons invited and all our well-wishers. In the capacity of the convener of the FDP, I thank you all. Our patron, Professor Javed Musarraf sir, respected Vice Chancellor, on behalf of the entire team, we offer a heartfelt thanks for your gracious virtual presence and time out of your busy schedule. Professor Syed Wasim Akhtar sir, Chancellor, Dr. Syed Nadeem Akhtar sir, Pro-Chancellor, Professor Muhammad Haris Siddiqui sir, Registrar, Professor Dr. Misbahul Hassan sir, Director IQSC, Dr. Naseem Ahmed sir, Head and Dean, Faculty of Law, and all the concerned authorities of the Integral University. Your mere being present is source of achieving excellence in any task undertaken. Gratitude offered and thanks rendered are incapacitative, the strength and inspiration flowing through your encouraging words. I would like to thank our chief guest, Professor Muhammad Arif sir, Vice Chancellor, Muhammad Ali Jauhar University, Rampur, who graced us with his thought-provoking and motivational words of wisdom. I am sure the participants present here will have a lot to take away from this valedictory session. We all are inspired by your great words, sir. Thank you so much, sir. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated faculty members and students, including Abhishek sir, Sadaf ma'am, Shipra ma'am, and Qazi Muhammad Farhan, our student coordinator. I cannot thank everyone enough for the involvement they have shown and the willingness they have expressed to take on the completion of tasks beyond their comfort zones. Last but not the least, I thank all the participants for showing their interest in this program. Thank you all. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Shipra. You conducted it very well.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot, sir.
हाँ, बहुत शुक्रिया आरिफ साहब आपका जो है इस प्रोग्राम में शामिल होने का। मैं तमाम फैकल्टी की और यूनिवर्सिटी के एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन की जानिब से आपका शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ और तशरीफ़ लाएँ कभी किसी वक्त में यूनिवर्सिटी में आपके साथ इंशाल्लाह बैठ कर बातचीत होगी। अच्छा, अल्लाह हाफ़िज़।
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you once again, everyone.